Hello guys, Alpha Smurf back again. 大家好，陈兄又回来。谢谢你们收看我的频道。所以今天我会谈一下做皇帝最高的 stats 是什么。So today, I will just talk about what is the highest possible stats in Lords Mobile. If you are the Emperor with the best jewels in the game, as well as the best all the forts and all the best champion gears, stuff like that. What is the maximum stats? Hello Antonio. Hello Ducky. Hi. Thanks for tuning in. So, you know, a few days back we did a rally on this guy, right? And I actually mentioned something that the stats of my rally leader for pure infantry stats will go up to 600% to 700%, but at that time it's just an estimation and I couldn't really give an accurate answer. That's why I went back to do some research to see whatever I said, is it accurate? Is it really 600 to 700% stats? So today I will review to you guys what is the maximum stats for pure infantry. Maybe I go through some pure range and pure cavalry. What is the maximum stats in terms of your army attack, your infantry attack, stuff like that. So let's go on. So you know this thing, I think first thing you have to bear in mind of some basic. Alright, so let me double check again. You know, for stats per se, there's a lot of different kind of variables that you have to bear in mind. It's like for my stats, you see stats like that? When you go to here, you look at all your stats over here, there's always a base stats over here. Alright, as well as the base stats over here. So the base stats over here is very dependent on whatever research you have, whatever VIP you have. So in short, there is few things you have to bear in mind. Alright, so there is the research stats, which means the army leadership research that add your additional army attack as well as your infantry attack and stuff like that. There is the talents. There's the familiar stats. There is also the castle skin. So there's a lot of different ways that you can increase your stats. So for the very rich people like my guild leader over here. My guild leader. This guy. My guild leader is actually pretty much near the level of, you can say he's pretty much maxed out. So you have to bear in mind of all these kind of things. So castle skin is one, as well as all the other things. Alright, the prisoner you have, the altars, the fort, and being an overlord. So all this plays a part. So let me go through with you. You know, with your base stats, with a max out army leadership, alright, and the max out talents, it's actually this amount, which means your army attack you reach the point of at least 170% without any other things consideration. You just base stats and talents, just these two things. So if you go back to here, right, assuming you max out all of them to max level, wherever you can max out, that is how I derive the numbers. So this presentation is a bit more very dry. So you just try to justify what is the possible max stats I could possibly get. Alright, so, and the talents as well. Now talk about something about, you know, the Emperor thing? Emperor gears. You know, Emperor gears, there's actually 3 of them. Let me just see if I can have it. This one. Wait, am I doing it right? You know Emperor gear? This is not the only Emperor gear you have. Effectively, there's 3 different kinds. Maybe there's 4, but what I understand, there's only 3 different kinds of Emperor gear. There's the Noble Helm, alright? There is the... let me go through the first one first. Noble Helm. You know Noble Helm, right? How much stats it gives for this? Because just by looking at this, I think most of you don't know what is this. So let me just show something clearer. I think this is better. Okay, so you know Eager Jewel, it gives 15% cavalry and range attack. So you want to know the intrinsic value of this Noble Helm, is very easy. You less off whatever stats it gives over here, which is this amount. Make it red, it's better. You less off this in 15%, get this away. You'll take away this as well. Get away here as well. Okay, so for infantry attack, easy. Just take away this 15% infantry. Champion Jewel, less off the 20% travel speed, and the 15% health, which means it left with 40%. So that's the reason why Noble Helm, it gives so much stats. It gives 40% army attack, it gives 10% army defense, and 40% army health, HP. And not to forget this debuff of 5%. You know how insane it is? And that is only the first piece. You want to have a look at the second piece of the Emperor gear? Let me see if I have the second gear over here. Second gear, I think is... Second piece, Regal Ropes. Can you guys see? Or is it too small? Okay. Maybe it's too small, but I think you scroll it down a bit. Okay. So Regal Ropes is the second piece of Emperor gear. You know, after I go through all this, you know why people actually spend so much money to win the Emperor. Oh, it's small? Alright, I think I can make it something like that. But I think it's more or less covered most of the part, so should be fine. Yup. I know what. I better crop it upwards, then you guys can see better. Okay, like this is better. Alright, show so that you can see everything. So Regal Ropes is the second piece of the Emperor gear. And can you see how much stats it is inside here? But first of all, we have to less off the jewel so that we know what is the intrinsic stats for this second piece of Emperor gear. You know, this second piece of Emperor gear, you less off the champion, less off this first. If you less off this Infantry Attack jewel, is you take away this part, Okay, cavalry attack jewels. Cavalry attack jewels, less of this part. Champion jewel is the attack travel speed over here, as well as the 15% health, which means this is actually 40 minus 15, means 25. Alright, so this is the intrinsic stats point of Regal Robes, second piece of the Emperor gear. Okay, the reason why I go through in so much details is because I will let you know how much stats, the maximum stats for Emperor, if you incorporate all the different variables inside. If you incorporate the max research, the maximum familiar stats, the maximum castle skin. You know castle skin? Castle skin is this. You should never underestimate castle skin. Look at this. See this. At level 5 5-star, it gives 10% range attack and 10% max HP. So this is only one of the castle skin. Can you picture someone that is a millionaire like Brand Chong? Sorry, I think Brand Chong is just sold away his account, so out of the topic. Some other billionaire that actually purchase crazy amount in this game. They have all this. You know what is Dragon Manor? It gives 10% army attack, 10% range defense. Same for this. 10% infantry attack and 10% range attack. So if you were to incorporate all these kind of things inside the formula of the max stats, right? This is how I got all these stats accordingly. So I will add up all of them. And that's only part of it. There's still more things to add. The Fury stats, this is part of the research. The weakening is the demoralization and stuff like that. But I won't add them. I will just add the important parts that will show the figure on your page, on your profile, which means I only add portion that actually will review the maximum amount of stats on here. Alright? I'm now on research gear, so my stats kind of suck. Nothing. So it will reflect something on here. That's what I'm trying to do for this whole presentation. There's a prisoner, 30%. There's an author, 38% for the army attack, army defense, and army HP. As well as if you are overlord, that's what you get. Alright, so that's the base stats. I haven't even included gears. So let's go back to this thing that we just saw over here. Alright, so this is the stats of Regal Robes. You know what's the third piece? The third piece of the Emperor gear is this is something that I couldn't find, but I managed to get it from someone from China to send me something that is in Chinese wordings. Alright, this is what I got. I think the China wordings is very unclear, but hopefully it helps to a certain extent. This is pathetic, but just bear with me for a while. This is the third piece, the Emperor weapon. So this Emperor weapon is in Chinese, you couldn't see, but effectively it says 45% attack, 25% defense, alright, 15% army health, as well as the 5% HP debuff. So this is the stats. The last piece. Wait, is it the last piece? Yeah, this is the third piece, the weapon. Alright, so in summary is this. These are all the stats if you are the Emperor. not sure whether, I think one of them, or don't know which guild, they actually have at least 2 pieces of the Emperor gear. So that is very insane. Alright, so before I carry on, I just want to try something. Recently I added this stream thing. It's quite cool. So hopefully it will entice you guys to subscribe, but who knows. So this next, let's go back to the raw stats. You know, with your stats of your army leadership, it will gives this amount. Alright? 170% army attack. You can see it over here. Hey, Gaylor, thanks for subscribing. Okay, so they have this army attack, health, defense, you can see over here. And you know, for familiar stats, even familiar, it adds a lot of stats point, especially for infantry. You know, infantry is the one that is a bit imbalanced for familiar, because all the familiars, all the other stats, right, it only adds 10% to the respective infantry, respective range, cavalry, and stuff like that. All fam and legs, that is the last 2 parts I left out, but I could get it from you very easily. Alright, so we just take note of whatever we have first, and we make adjustment later on. So back on this topic of this familiar stats, you know, infantry is the one that is the most imbalanced, because all the familiars, right, there's one more familiar that add additional infantry health, right? It's the Hell Rider familiars. So if you go back to your familiar over here, is it Hell Rider? You see this? Just pay attention. Infantry max health 10%. That's one of them. There's actually one more. One more I think is Tighter Titans. You see this? Infantry max health again. So that's the reason why infantry is the only one to have the most stats if you want to say you want to max out everything, including your familiar and stuff like that. It's a bit OP. So OP. Whereas the rest is just the standard 10-10-10 attack, health, defense. It's only for infantry is slightly different, so just bear that in mind. So if you include all the castle skin that I mentioned before here, this would be the maximum stats. Alright? The stats, I think I have to do something so that it won't confuse you guys. Can I freeze this part? Never mind, it's fine. So, we haven't even included a gears. Alright? We haven't included a gears. It's just the base stats. Just the base stats of your max out army leadership, your familiar, as well as all the castle skins. You will get all these kind of stats. This is your army attack, army health, army defense. Alright? It's always health, defense, attack. That means attack, health, defense. This is your infantry portion. If you were to include things like this, you know, for forts, just play that into the formula as well, because we are assuming the emperor stats, right? Obviously they are overlord as well, so you have to include all the stats you have over here. So Tempest Fort, Bright Fort, Frozen Fort, Sky Fort, Lunar Fort, and Combat Fort. Everything you have to include in part of the formula to derive what's the maximum amount of stats. And that is how I derive this final amount over here. You know, this amount is not even including any of the gears. Not including any of the Emperor gears. It's just the raw stats. And that's already 280% for infantry attack, 200% for army infantry health, and 200% for infantry defense. So what is the best gear for infantry? It's this. You know, it's very easy to compute the best infantry gear in the game. All you need to do is you go to the dressing room and input the filter accordingly. You derive the maximum amount of army attack as well as your infantry attack, infantry health, stuff like that. So, do you know what's the maximum amount? Assuming you have maxed out the gears, which is very normal for most of us, right? As in most of the emperors, as well as the overlords in the game. Like this guy over here that recently rallied on John Wick. Not sure whether you guys saw this before. So just few days back, we rallied on this guy, John Wick, and his 500 million in blue champ. So we went full infantry, and this is my rally leader. He has the max out gears for infantry. So back then I was saying that 600%. I could be wrong. So that's the reason why I went into the details of what is the potential stats for someone like him. Alright, so we went full infantry and we dropped him near 40 million to 50 million in the first hit. Alright, this is a long story short. So for someone like I as my main rally leader, what is the maximum stats? This is the maximum stats, as you can see over here. The max gear, you'll give around 200% infantry attack, 25% infantry health, as well as incorporating all the infantry jewels. You know, jewels, it's not only the infantry attack jewels that will place a part, alright? It will actually include the terror jewels as well as your champion jewels. You know, terror jewels give you 10% army attack, infantry attack as well as infantry defense. So, not sure if I have spare ones over here. Like this. You know, for this infantry attack, this is my spare one. It gives 20%. Hey, Sora Roy, thanks so much, man. So, this is 30%. This is only one part of it. The second part is terror jewel. So if for gold is 10% and 10% defense. That's the second piece. Third piece, normally if you want to be more diverse and able to do better rallies and stuff like that, most of the people will go for gold champion jewels. Gold champion jewels. Because gold champion jewels offer 20% travel speed, which is very important for rally leaders, as well as 15% army max health. That is a lot, alright? So, these three jewels that I mentioned, what are the stats increment for the overall gear? It's actually this. Let me highlight in a special color. It will give additional 210% infantry attack, 210% infantry health, as well as 50% infantry defense. Alright, that is a lot of stats. Sorry, health side, maybe I was wrong. Let me double check. It's over here. My bad. Sorry guys. I should refer to here. So it's 160% attack. This is all the stats points that we will get for 8 jewels. Alright. So we incorporate them inside here. This is what additional stats we have, which is 240% army attack, infantry attack, as well as 120% army HP, and 80% infantry defense. So the maximum stats before Emperor gears is actually 718 infantry attack, 240% infantry health, and 285% infantry defense. This is before Emperor gears, alright? As well as your infantry army attack, army health, army defense is 348, 605%, and 280% army defense. That is a lot of stats, alright, for max out players. So for the last part of this stream, right, I'll try to keep this stream short because it's a bit too technical and dry talking about this kind of stats again. So the last part of this stream, I'll talk about this. Let's incorporate the Emperor gears. So far, I only have data of the 3 pieces. So if I were to include the offhands and the legs, then this will be perfect. But we just work on whatever information we have on hand. Alright? This is the stats. And as compared to the gold champ over here, we just work on what is the additional stats we have. Alright? So by and large, the improvement is around like 40 less of 25. It's 10. It's like additional 5% to your infantry attack. Let's say it's pure infantry. So it's just 5% for this piece itself, Noble Helm. For regal ropes, sorry, I think I had to make it more precise. The difference is just this army attack and army health, which is army attack less of this, less of this. Hey, Hawaiian rope, what's up, man? Mohammed Esma, hello. I think this is the first time I see you guys here, so welcome. But too bad, we are reaching to the last part of this whole presentation because the point of this whole stream is just to showcase to you guys what is the maximum stats of an Emperor. Alright, so in maybe a few more minutes, I'm gonna conclude on the maximum stats and call it a day, since this is the whole objective of this stream. This one is less of this. So this is the improvement in terms of, let's say you have the Emperor stats, Emperor gear, compared to the gold champion gear. Additional 5% attack and 20% health. Alright? So what about the armor, regal ropes? I think regal ropes is regal ropes, not much of a difference to be honest, because it's about the same. Let's say you just infantry per se. In fact, it's lesser. Health, you have more, but you have more defense. That's the last part. You have more defense. Alright, so the highlighted orange part is the difference. And the last thing I will talk about is this weapon. You know, this is not that complete, but should be more or less very close to the maximum stats of the Emperor. So in future, if I were to get more information of the offhand as well as the legs. I will do a update to whatever figures I have over here, but by and large it should not vary too much from the suggested amount over here. Alright, so that is around the figures. So just incorporate all these figures inside whatever stats you have over here. So it's not much of a difference. The main difference is actually the army health over here, because if you do the math, Emperor gears will give you additional army health of 20%, 10%, 15%. Alright, that is the main big difference in terms of your Emperor stats over here. Alright, so for the attack wise, I won't foresee much of difference because it's a 5%, minus 5%, so it's less off accordingly, and it's additional army attack of 10%. CTK have dominated the Baron. Whoa, that's very good. Are you a supporter of CTK? Oh, this is 10%. Army attack 10%. So effectively, right, the stats we have over here for Emperor, after inclusion of Emperor, is this sum. It's an additional 45%, but this only 3 pieces. So if you add on other pieces for Emperor's stats, right, it's easily additional another 30%. This is estimation, but by and large, it should not vary too far off from the estimation we had over here. Alright, same for the army attack. It will be additional of like 10% that we derived so far, plus the unknown variables of the offhand and the legs could be another 10%. This we will confirm again later. So based on all these stats, alright, I conclude the maximum stats for Emperor is this. Alright, so if you think you can beat the Emperor, think twice, because the stats over here is like more than 2 times more than most of the average players out there. 368% army attack, 680% army health, and 280% army defense. And probably I would have missed out certain portion of those calculation, which means the Emperor title, the Baron titles, and the Baron jewels. Alright, all this I shall not go into the details because it will take more calculation in hand. You know this Baron jewels? There's 3 different kind of Baron jewels: Calf attack, range attack, Inf attack, range attack, as well as Inf attack, Calf attack. This is the other parts. So if you include all these possible variables inside, that is additional increase in the overall stats over here. Probably another 10-15% to whatever stats you have over here. So I conclude, this is the maximum stats for infantry gears. Alright, so I think this stream is a bit too dry and boring already, because my objective is just to showcase to you guys what is the maximum possible how hard an Emperor can hit. So this is all I can I can show you guys. And before I end this stream, perhaps I can show you just a replay of my guild leader doing a similar hit, but not the Emperor stats, but it's close to an Emperor stats. Alright. Wait, I realized something. I missed out one important thing. Heroes. Alright. This part. The maximum heroes attack is 210% infantry attack, 200% infantry health, and 50% infantry defense. Alright. This is the best hero setup over here. Alright. It's because if you look at the range of the heroes you have over here, I'm not sure whether I can show it to you guys. You know, we have a total of 44 heroes. 44 heroes. So if you want to pick the best infantry heroes in the game, right? Why are there no other Chinese guilds out there? I have no idea. Maybe I have to ask some of my friends over there, but maybe they kind of give up on this game. No idea. The inside news, I'm not too sure. Hello Team Legend. Mohammed Asma, calculate the present stats of Emperor Overlord, soon his Baron, CTK Henry. Well, there is more stats to add on, because whatever I calculated so far is excluding the Emperor title and excluding the Baron's jewels. The rest I have included all of them. Alright, except for the 2 pieces of the Emperor's parts, offhand and the legs. But more or less it won't differ too much from this part. Back to this part. You know, from this 44 heroes over here, if you want to pick the best infantry heroes, let me show you what are the best one. The best one is Shapeshifter plus Light Weaver. The two 11k heroes, because they offer 60% infantry attack and 30% army health. Alright, these are 2 heroes. And the third important heroes is Twilight Priest. Twilight Priest, because it offers 3 different types of infantry stats: attack, health, and defense. Alright, this is the third most important infantry hero. The fourth important infantry hero is actually free to play. Free to play hero. You'll be surprised. It's no other than Oathkeeper and Demon Slayer. Alright, so in total, hey, thanks Team Legends for subscribing. So 5 of them. You know why Demon Slayer and Oathkeeper is much better than the other heroes that actually pay to play? For example, let me give you an example. Like something like Berserker. It's not that good because it offers army attack. Army attack is only 20% army attack. But if you want to go for pure infantry, Demon Slayer offers 30%. It's much better, 10% more. Alright? And I think there's one more. Grim Wolf. You know, some people will debate Grim Wolf is better, but no. Grim Wolf is not better than Demon Slayer or Oathkeeper, because on the fact that it only gives 25% HP, alright, and 50% infantry defense. But even so, 50% of infantry health is much better than the collective stats you got from 25% HP and 50% defense. Alright, because I have do the math and HP is actually 3 times more than defense. 3 times more. So that's the reason why the best pure infantry heroes are as follows. Alright? So this is the best pure infantry heroes. In fact, I've worked through the best pure range, pure cavalry, but for the benefit of this stream, I should not go into so much details in this video because it's a bit too dry and technical. But I will just go through infantry, and that is how I got the best infantry heroes. So if you want to include them in the stats over here, that is additional stats again. 210%, 210%, and 50% infantry defense. Add in to all these stats over here, the best possible stats for being an emperor. You can totally smash everyone. That's the reason why. That is the reason why this happened. You know this guy? This guy. Few days back, we rallied on this blue champ guy. Ice, our rally leader, has this suggested best infantry heroes I mentioned. Alright, this is the best infantry heroes. It adds 210% attack, 210% health, and 50% infantry defense. This collective amount is able to decimate whatever 18 million troops this guy have. No doubt his war heroes are quite good, but it doesn't stop us from killing off more than 1.5 million in that hit. Although he's online in war gear, with what gears? This gear. He's online in this gear. Alright, so that's the reason why you'll get a bit too imba if you go push forward to the maximum of this limit of this game. So too bad for John Witt. Although you're firing at 5 million with this blue champ gears, it's not enough. So with that, I think I have actually mentioned most of the stuff I needed to say for this whole stream. So hopefully you guys will learn something from this stream about what's the stats, what's the best stats possible, and what's the best heroes for infantry. Alright, so 谢谢你们收看我的频道，所有新加坡人、马来西亚人、台湾人、中国人，只要你收看我的频道，谢谢你们。所以如果有什么问题的话，可以写你的 comments， 可以写你的提问在我的 comment section。Alright, so thanks so much for tuning in, guys. So good luck and have a good weekend. Goodbye.